Welcome back to Annunaki Knowledge Hub. Last time we explored Gondwana, the mighty supercontinent that once stretched across the southern half of Earth. But have you ever wondered what life actually looked like back then? What creatures roamed its endless forests, what plants covered its lands, and what strange worlds lay hidden beneath its seas? Today we step back 200 million years to walk the surface of Gondwana. When dinosaurs thundered, early mammals hid in the shadows, and evolution was laying the foundation for the life we know today. Gondwana's landscape. Imagine a world where the continents we know today, Africa, South America, Antarctica, India, and Australia, were fused into one colossal landmass. Gondwana stretched across the southern hemisphere like a giant puzzle piece. Its heart was dry, scorched by deserts the size of oceans, while its edges were draped in swamps, jungles, and river valleys. Antarctica, now frozen and lifeless, was then covered in dense forests of towering conifers and ferns, basking in a milder climate. Massive monsoons swept across lowlands, while other regions endured endless droughts. Gondwana was a land of extremes, a vast theater for nature's most ambitious experiments. The plant kingdom. The world of Gondwana was green, but not like the world we know today. There were no grassy meadows or flower-filled fields. Instead, conifers ruled the land, reaching skyward in endless forests. Cycads, palm-like plants with armored trunks, dotted the landscape like living sculptures. Giant horsetails and ferns unfurled their fronds along riverbanks, while strange, early flowering plants were only just beginning to emerge. These plants formed the backbone of life, feeding herds of colossal herbivores and creating dense canopies where shade-loving creatures thrived. The air itself was richer, more humid, and alive with the scent of resin, sap, and spore. Dinosaurs of Gondwana. And then came the rulers of this world, the dinosaurs. Gondwana was home to some of the most iconic giants in history. Early sauropods, long-necked titans, stretched above the treetops, stripping branches of their greenery. Massive predators stalked the plains, including early theropods like Dilophosaurus, their crests marking them as hunters built for speed and power. In Antarctica, Cryolophosaurus, the frozen crested lizard, roamed among the forests, proof that dinosaurs once thrived even at the poles. What set Gondwana apart was isolation. Over time, species here began to diverge from their northern cousins in Laurasia, creating unique lineages that would echo through millions of years of evolution. From the rise of early mammals. But not all life walked in the footsteps of giants. Hidden in the underbrush, under the cover of night, were the first mammals. They were small, no larger than a mouse or shrew, with sharp senses and warm blood. They survived by staying out of sight, scurrying through leaf litter and burrows, feeding on insects and plants. Though they lived in the shadows of dinosaurs, these fragile creatures carried within them the blueprint of the future. In time, their descendants would inherit a world reshaped by extinction. Gondwana was the cradle that sheltered the first sparks of the mammalian story. Life in the oceans. The seas that lapped against Gondwana's shores were alive with strange and magnificent creatures. Plesiosaurs glided with long necks through the waves, ichthyosaurs hunted with the grace of dolphins, and ammonites, spiral-shelled relatives of squids, drifted in swirling schools. Sharks patrolled ancient reefs, which were built not by corals as we know them today, but by very different reef builders. The oceans were as much a kingdom of monsters as the land itself, with predators lurking in every shadow, and prey evolving new defenses in the eternal arms race of survival. The insect world. If you bent down to look closer, Gondwana's ground was alive with the insect world. Dragonflies buzzed with wingspans larger than your hand. Beetles of strange shapes crawled across bark and soil. Early butterflies and moths danced through the air, already co-evolving with flowering plants. Insects were the hidden engineers of Gondwana, recycling decay, pollinating plants, and feeding both mammals and reptiles alike. Without them, the entire web of life would have collapsed. Evolutionary impact. Gondwana was more than just a landmass. It was an engine of evolution. Its sheer size and diversity of climates forced life to adapt in countless ways. And when the supercontinent eventually broke apart, it scattered species across the globe. This isolation gave rise to unique ecosystems: marsupials in Australia, giant reptiles in South America, ancient forests in Africa. Every continent today still carries Gondwana's fingerprints, a reminder of the world that came before. 200 million years ago, Gondwana was alive with thunderous footsteps, whispering forests, and oceans filled with ancient beasts. It was a world both alien and familiar, a place where the roots of our modern Earth were planted. And while the continent itself has vanished into history, its legacy endures in every creature, every plant, and every landscape we see today. Thank you for watching Annunaki Knowledge Hub. If you enjoyed this journey into Earth's forgotten past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, so you can join us on future explorations of the mysteries that shaped our world. See you next time.